Now it's live. All right, welcome to IPLcast 31. It's 31, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. It says 31 in the tab, but it says 30 in the doc, so it took me a second.
Okay. It says 31 on the title of the doc. Hold on.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah,
This is
no,
31.
beat you to it. All right, welcome to IPLcast 31, reporting to you from the now not so severe winter of Sydney.
It's been nice
As
and
you,
warm lately.
it's been warmer. It's been not so cold, not so terrible. Although I do miss the morning frost. Um, Okay, so yep, as usual, this is your senior admin, Kamata, aka Reverse, aka just call me Gino. And joining me is Megan.
Hello.
Right, so a couple of major, I wouldn't call them major, a couple of changes you may have noticed. I'm wearing my douchebag headphones now instead of the regular headset I use, and that's because I've actually figured out a way for both microphones in the system to pick up, even though I'm not actually plugged into the microphone slot or using a USB device, and that's just the drawback of
Is
having.
that why you sound submerged?
Do I sound submerged?
Oh, there we go. I think you have to have it closer to your face, otherwise you sound submerged.
Okay.
I thought it was like just the quality, because the video was a bit dipped there as well, but it seems like you moved your face closer to the microphone and you sounded fine.
Oh,
So,
okay. Did I sound submerged? Because
yeah.
I didn't. Why did you tell me?
I thought it was the quality. It happens all the time.
Oh, okay. It's probably I have no idea what it's doing. Okay. I think it's time to yank out the my old radio arm and bring the mic back to bear on this thing.
Where is that anyway? Must
Oh,
be
it's
in
just in the
box.
garage. It's in
Okay.
its original box. It's fine. It's easy enough to bring out. I just need to clamp it to the stable and then bam, radio arm all over again. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it needs to come back out to look slightly dignified while I'm here standing
Yeah,
in.
you sound a lot better now that it's closer to your face.
All right, yeah, it's better to have it's better to have like the little mic come in here that I used to use for IPL radio, um,
Mm.
especially because of the fact that I am sitting now broadcasting live while there is a clothes rack immediately behind me.
Profession.
Oh
Professional.
yeah.
We're professionals.
Yeah, usually there'd be like a library of books here and all of that stuff, but the only thing even remotely gamery about this place is the fact that I've got a closet with like posters of IPL battles and a whole bunch of games up there.
They're even cropped in the frame.
I know. I can only tilt this so far without the laptop outright falling off the 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 table. I really yep nope. I'm definitely looking towards getting a PC if I'm gonna keep doing this. Anyway,
Weren't we just complaining about PC?
yeah, we were just complaining. We
You
were
were just
complaining.
you were just saying, why am I going to do this again?
I
Because we were looking at a Windows 10
Windows
article.
10.
You would holy crap.
So yeah, I think Solitaire has a premium edition now.
So
Um,
Solitaire is in Windows 10 is pay to play.
no, it's not.
Essentially,
It's not. It's
no,
not
well,
paid
look,
to.
it's pay what you've got
It's
is
not
you've
paid
got
to
the
play.
game and
That's a
then you've
different
got like
concept
15
entirely.
second 30-second advertisements that play at the start and end of the games,
Yeah, but
assuming.
that's a pay to remove
And the
ads
only
mechanic.
way
It's
you
not
can
pay to
get rid
play.
of is to pay, what was it? It was $2 a month or $10 a year
That's
to get rid of
US.
these ads. It's not even permanent. You have to
That's
pay
US.
monthly or yearly to get rid of these long ass ads at the start of your Solitaire game.
See, my favorite like
Apparently, it's on Minesweeper too.
yeah. If it's truly
Holy crap!
excuse me, if it's truly pay to play, then I think the mechanics would be such that you'd be able to do
And I get what you mean, but this is still like
just
extremely ludicrous.
it's ad crap. I do actually like I have on occasion paid $8 to permanently remove ads for stuff, but this making you
Permanently.
yeah
That's $1
removing
for permanently. This is $2 for monthly.
uh
Who who will pay $2 a month to get rid of their ads in their solitaire game.
I can bet you that there will be people who will be paying enough that it will justify Microsoft's
And
rationale
that
for
is
doing this.
sad. That is
Yep.
sad. I have solitaire on my phone. The only ads it has is this little corner ad at like the bottom of the screen while I'm playing, and that vanishes if I need the space for my cards, and that's it. And this is a free game.
Yep.
It even does that card bouncy thing when you win the game, you know, when they all come flying out.
Yeah.
It even does that. And
This,
this is free.
this is
I
on your
haven't paid a
mobile?
cent on this game. Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, this has got to be one of the more evil things Microsoft has done. I'm not going to say it's dumb because in a money and marketing sense, this is pretty good, but it is still like really evil.
I think I'm going to I'm just going to stick to 8.1 until they give me a version of Windows 10 that I can actually stomach.
Mm.
So now that
We're
we've
going
been
to have to update eventually. It's
yeah,
going to happen eventually.
now that we've taken the complete tangent. Hello, welcome to IPLcast 31. Where we've also got a brand new thing to the page. We've removed the trainer card section and we've added a looking to battle section.
So this new folder it replaced the trainer card folder, and what it is any trainer cards that have been submitted to this folder will show up randomly on this little widget, and these are the people that are currently looking for a battle. So it's set so that members can automatically submit their cards to it. It's automatically approved. It goes straight in there. I think you can also remove it by manually removing your card from the folder so it disappears from there. So you have complete control over it. You can submit a card 3 times a day. So if you've got 3 trainer cards, you can put them all in on the same day, and then I think you can take them out whenever the hell you want. That's not a problem. But yeah, so we're going to have minimal control over this. We'll probably, if we spot anything in there that isn't a trainer card, then we're just going to remove that ourselves. But other than that, it's up to you guys what you put in there or not. So if you want to look for battle and you're worried your announcement isn't going to be noticed, you can just stick that in there. Everyone's going to be able to see it. You can remove it at any time. You can add it in at any time, that sort of thing. So if you've only got 1 trainer card, you can honestly put it in and remove it like 3 times a day if you're that fickle.
It's basically got if you're feeling crazy and you want to mess around with a gallery folder and upload it.
So we've given this control. This control is in members' hands just so that if they want to remove it or add it on a whim, they're not restricted by when we can put it in. So the admin delay has been removed from this.
Yep. Also, if you try and submit somebody else's work into the folder, we will see it as that instead of you.
It still comes up as a notification on who put this in there. So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't do that.
If you put somebody else's trainer card in, we will see it and we will act against it. So don't do that.
We're trusting you guys on this.
Oh man, this is just dangerous. But
no,
anyway,
look, our members have been like really good. They rarely break any rules, and when they do, it's mostly from a misunderstanding than anything. We honestly do have no problems with our members, so I'm perfectly comfortable giving them this power.
Okay.
I sincerely doubt, like, even if we do have a trouble, I reckon it's only ever going to be like 1 or 2 people, and that's never been a problem for us. We can handle that.
It's happened like precisely once.
Like, you guys are great. You guys are awesome. We trust you guys.
Please watch us. Please watch us.
Yes. No, much love to our members.
Okay.
We have great people.
We do. All right, let's go through a bunch of external headlines, see where we go with that, and then let's go through our internal headlines, see where we go with that. Usual IPLcast stuff.
Your microphone's making you sound underwater again.
Blur, 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 blur. I think it's because it's submerging. I'm either not close enough.
It's being swallowed by your hair.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's submerging under the sea of hair. So before we start, again, Rob, thank you for lending us Mr. Boop. Got to speak to him.
We put a bell on him because he keeps escaping.
He keeps escaping, so we put the bell.
Leaves slime everywhere. It's really bad. You have no idea how much time I spend cleaning that up. Why don't we have cleaners here?
Here?
Considering you have like all of the money, you should have like cleaners.
Oh no, we haven't really had anything besides like Roombas and stuff since this Feel incident. This Feel incident was pretty bad.
No, but see, this feels ride the Roombas.
Yeah, but that makes it adorable.
But it's not helping.
Yes, it does. It tells us where they are.
See, it's okay if the spheres are facing the direction the Roombas are moving, because when they draw and it gets on the floor, the Roombas immediately clean it up. When they're facing the other way, they just leave a trail of drool.
But that's still not as bad as having them hiding in the toilet.
Well, no, it's been nice that they don't do that anymore.
No, not anymore.
But now we have seal Roombas.
We've taken care of the this field problem on Challenger Island.
You've band-aided this field problem.
We have started what almost turned out to be an extermination effort, but we rehabilitated all this field, so we're good.
But they're still on the Roombas.
No, they're not on the Roombas.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not on the. Stop putting them on the Roombas, then. Get all your feel out of my HQ.
They're your sphere.
They're not my feel.
Then how do they get in here?
I don't know. Get them out.
Fine.
I know it requires effort.
No, this isn't an effort thing. I'm already spending all of this time cleaning up the Goomy.
There's like one, and his name is Mr. Boo.
And you would be amazed how much mess he makes.
He hasn't left the room in the last 3 weeks. I'm even surprised he's still alive, considering we don't feed him.
Don't say that. Now Rob knows. Look what you've done.
Do you want to know where Rob is, by the way?
Where?
He's attending some cons out. He's actually well away from where he lives. He's actually closer to. I think he's in Texas or something.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's fairly far.
He must be having a wonderful time in Texas.
He is doing some con attendance. I think he's at San Japan, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's at San Japan. We just came from Supernova, and I don't think we're going to Smash, but our presence will be felt through the charity art book.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I've still got to put that up on DeviantArt.
You got to put that up,
Gotta
and then fire it forward to the Smash DeviantArt page, so they know. Okay. Let's go to the first headline now that we've done two complete tangents.
Okay, first headline, Zygarde's new form. So you remember when I mentioned that silhouetted Pokemon revealed in the 2016 XY movie trailer?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how I said it had a diamond on its head?
Yep.
A clearer photo has been revealed of this mysterious silhouette thing. It shows that the forehead diamond is actually a hexagon with like a spike coming out of the top and the bottom. So the glow it makes looks like a diamond from a distance. So I think it's safe to say that this newly discovered shape all but confirms that the silhouette belongs to Zygarde, because he's covered in these things. But what's interesting to know is if this silhouette is a primal evolution, a mega evolution, or just an alternate form. Probably an alternate form. But they might like do a tangent and amaze everybody.
They might. There haven't been besides the initial picture. Has there been any other?
No, nothing.
Okay.
The trailer for the movie has been made available to people that actually went to watch the Hooper movie.
Yeah.
And that actually becomes relevant. That's relevant to the next headline, which is new Pokemon ? Exclamation mark. During the XY movie trailer shown in theaters, moviegoers have reported seeing what may be a new Pokemon bouncing around on the screen for a few seconds. No official imagery of the Pokemon has been revealed, but fans who saw the trailer have drawn a sketch of it, as well as described its appearance as being small and light green. The sketch shows that this Pokemon looks a little like a Baltoy in the sense that it has a large head and a smaller sort of plus-shaped body. So it's got like these two little lumps coming out the sides with this little roundish oval-shaped body thing. where was I? It also has unevenly sized, possibly hexagonal eyes, proving that this, potentially proving that this creature might have something to do with Zygarde. So it's either like some sort of goop offshoot of the new form, or it's maybe sort of like a Manaphy Fione thing, or
Yeah,
yeah,
like you said, Goop offshoot, and the first thing I thought of, besides Mr. Boop, was Manami Fione.
yeah. So who knows what it is? Maybe it's also just like a form of Zygarde when he's been restricted, sort of like the Hooper idea, but I don't know. So I imagine once they release the trailer online, we'll be able to at least get a glimpse of what this thing is.
Hmm.
It was visible enough that they were able, like, people were able to make a sketch of it. So I'm interested to see what it looks like.
And this is the Pokemon movie slated to come out next year,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be leak-tastic all over again. Gotta wait for the August Korokoro to drop. It should be interesting.
It's interesting that they're potentially revealing a new Pokemon. Like, it's not even confirmed that it's a Pokemon yet. Everyone's just assuming, I guess, it did something on the trailer that makes us think it was a Pokemon. But yeah, I don't think a new Pokemon has been revealed in a movie since maybe the first one, since the Pikachu short had a Snubble in it.
Has Volcanion been released yet? Has it been
No.
officially announced yet? No, it hasn't. Okay, they're not even done with this.
Yeah.
Just like it's strange to me that it's completely strange to me that they would go ahead and start teasing stuff about the next or a next thing when they're not even done with this thing.
It's impressive how they're spacing this out though, because Diancie was the new one, wasn't it? But that was in Gen 6, but you can only really get it in Ruby Sapphire, I think. That
No,
was
there was a Deanty released for X
was
and
there?
Y.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I have I have I have the original promotional Deanty. It just didn't have the Ansite.
Now you get that if you enter a Pokemon Center, or is that just in Ruby and Sapphire?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think you could evolve Mega Deancy in X and Y.
So it's only available in Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm
Oh, I don't
trying
know.
to remember if you can evolve Mega Gallade in.
No, you can't do the new ones in X and Y. There wasn't an update.
So
I think
Mega Gallade you can only do in.
I think we made a point ages ago that the new ones that were released in Ruby Sapphire aren't available in X and Y.
Yeah, no, I think that was confirmed as well.
Yeah.
I was just double checking whether or not you could actually evolve it in the X and Y. I'm checking to see whether or not it's
I think
actually
you can.
you can you?
I think so because I managed to transfer the Deansite over to not X and Y, Gen 6 because I transferred them to my Y version. Oh, it is X and Y then. Yeah.
Because
So I managed to transfer it over, so I think it can Mega Evolve in X and Y.
okay. Hmm. I don't know then.
I think it can.
Okay, cool. In that case, there might have been an event then.
Yeah. What were we
Because I
talking
don't.
about before?
We're talking about that mysterious new Pokemon.
Yeah, but then we went off somewhere, and I don't remember what that was, and
We were
somehow we're at
talking about
Diancie.
we were talking about we were talking about the fact that um, they hadn't revealed Volcanion yet, and
Yeah,
yet they're
that was it.
revealing.
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yet, like Volcanion is a Pokemon that appears within the game's code that is playable, that looks like an
Yeah.
event,
Whatever this
legendary, or at least an
whatever
event
this new
Pokemon.
Pokemon thing, it's clearly not available in the current generations.
Well,
Otherwise, we would have found it already.
but that's exactly the question that I have in my
Mm.
head for this thing is if you have the new form and you have this mysterious new Pokemon as well that's appeared, when is it going to show up in game?
Maybe it's If it even is a Pokemon, maybe it's a teaser for the next generation,
Yeah, I know.
which
That's
somehow
what I
has something
mean.
to do with Zygarde.
If it's a if it's a teaser for the next generation, why are they doing this before they've closed off the last one?
Maybe they're merging them all together.
Like merging them all together into one giant one for Gen 7.
No, no, no. I mean, like in the sense that they're not waiting until the current generation has been completely written off before moving on
I
to the
know,
next one.
I get that, but I also like this
Sort of
is
like
where,
how like X and Y and Ruby Sapphire are connected in a way, like
but
storyline or
X and
Pokemon
Y
or
and
something.
Ruby Sapphire both belong in the same like
I know, but maybe
main.
they're going further than that. I know they've been saying they're trying to switch things up a bit.
I Yeah, but I don't think you're getting what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is that like generationally, they try and do a nice cleave between the reveal of the last one in Japan and the
Mm.
revelation of the next game in development. Like they tended not to overlap except when it was to do prior promotions in anticipation of the release of the next game.
I get what you're
It's
saying.
it's kind of like saying, "Oh, hey, we're done with this generation. Let's promote the next generation." And oh, if we're feeling like it, we might actually go ahead and do the publicity stunt for the last one left in the prior generation.
Mm. I
It
know, but
it
like I said, maybe they're trying to switch things up a bit, or maybe we just don't have the whole picture at the moment.
Well, we clearly don't have the whole picture. Like
Clearly,
nothing
yeah.
about the this thing has been revealed enough for us to have any certain details about it. But what I am saying is that they have to be doing this for a reason. They have to be introducing these new forms and these new characters in order to tease people for something that's upcoming. Having said that, they've got content in the old game that they still haven't revealed that I don't know if they're planning to officially reveal it, but trying to do that after teasing people for the next game is kind strikes me as a really poor publicity stunt.
Well,
It's
look at
like,
it this way. They started, like, this silhouetted Pokemon, the image, came out before the Hooper movie was even released yet.
but that was a leak.
Yeah, but I'm
That
pretty
was
sure
a
Nintendo
leak.
takes those into account at this point.
That was a leak. That was well, yeah, it's kind of, but it's kind of like it's still a mystery leak that came at the end of an advanced screening of the Hoopa movie.
Mm.
So it's still part of the Hoopa movie. Nintendo had clearly planned it to be, sorry, not Nintendo. TPCI had clearly planned it to be something that was put in at the tail end of the Hoopa movie to be a teaser for the next one.
Mm.
So it's meant to promote something at a certain time. But what I am saying is, it just strikes me as strange that it's doing that now, and they still haven't completed their cycle of promotionals for sixth gen.
Well, maybe they're not doing the next generation. There's literally nothing connecting that.
But I'm not saying anything about the next generation. I just find it strange that they're doing this stuff for the next thing, in a complete overlap over what they're doing for like the current gen. Like
Yeah.
they've got all of this stuff that has been discovered and has not been announced yet, and yet they're already going forward and announcing, things for something further in the future that they're obviously trying to hype.
This still brings me back to the they're trying to switch things up argument.
I know, I see how they're trying to switch things up. They're going every which way, all the way into reaching out onto other platforms for Pokemon as a franchise, because that's what TPCI has been doing. They've been changing their strategy the entire time, but their release schedule, the way they treat leaks, hasn't changed for the last 15 odd years.
True, true.
Like if they started doing this now, this would be at a really inconvenient time because this is happening between releases when there aren't
Mm.
even any technical leaks of what is happening for whatever the next project is.
Mm, true. Can't argue with that.
Okay. Next headline.
Next headline, Pokken tournament set for America. The senior vice president of Dave & Buster's, an entertainment/restaurant chain located throughout the US, has revealed on Reddit, of all places, that Pokken tournament is planned to be tested at the restaurant throughout the US. No dates or specific locations have been revealed yet, however, nor has there been an official announcement.
Okay.
So it's on the Bulba News article, it said that Nintendo will probably want to keep this release close to, like, this testing thing close to their headquarters in Chicago, but I think Dave & Buster's is planning to sort of push to get it across, like, spread a bit further across the US. So there's no official announcement, there's no dates, there's no locations revealed or anything like that, but they're planning in the future to use it as a testing ground for American users, American players. It might not even be announced when they're doing that, since it is just a test, but that's it. It's probably it's planning to be showing up at Dave & Buster's at some point in the future.
I'm looking at these. I was listening to you explaining where the reveal was going to be, and I just realized there were some details wrong about that, so I'm going to try and correct them. Okay,
Okay.
first, Nintendo's headquarters is located near Redmond in Washington State.
Washington.
So, yeah.
Why was
So
it saying Chicago then?
you were saying Chicago because Namco, who is co-developing this game, is headquartered there.
So
And
then it
because
would be Namco.
it would be Namco who is
Namco's
interested in keeping the
headquarters.
things, keeping the releases close to their HQ, because it's the U.S. is a rather large place, and sending people to gather data on
Mm.
how the fighting games were used is probably better if you keep it local. So I think who is this? Kevin Backus. Yeah, Kevin Backus from Dave & Buster's has said that Namco's a bit twitchy about this. I'm going to guess they received an agreement, and I'm also going to guess that Namco would prefer that these machines be kept in a close enough location that it isn't hard to monitor where they are.
Mm.
Because right now it's under arcade testing under arcade testing in Japan. There
Mm.
have been machines spotted in the wild that people are playing at now, and Namco Bana cards have been distributed that already have the Pokémon tournament art on them. So people are actively testing these already,
Mm.
and Namco is going in and doing the machine tweaks and so on and so forth. Oh, it's been released. Okay. Uh, there's a certain hesitancy in releasing these in the arcades in the U.S. and other territories, just because the arcade market in Japan is a heck of a lot bigger than it is in foreign markets. Like, it's really like they will do crap tons of arcade testing in Japan, just because Japan still has a rather large market for it. The same way that they still have a huge market for CDs and physical media for music. Whereas the tendency is with the U.S. and even here in Australia is that console ownership tends to be the big thing already. So we'll be more hyped about a console release than we will be about an arcade release. Having said that, arcades are still fairly up and around in the U.S., not to the same degree as they used to be in the 80s. But you can still spot arcades that still sport a lot
It's
of
still
stuff.
easy to get to them, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the ease of getting to them. It's just the relevance with regards to people who play them and the general
I know.
demographics of people
But
who
I
go
mean,
there.
there's enough of them that are still around that it's still easy to get to them. You don't have to go that far.
Yeah. Like we got one in the local. Like, we just need to head to the local mall, and there is an arcade on the top floor. And last I checked there, they were getting. I think Namco owns the Long and Midnight franchise.
Mm.
Yep. And they recently released they had the Western version release of Midnight. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the thing anymore.
I don't know.
Maximum Tune. That's it. So they had those machines on there. They've got the more recent machines that I have seen are more of like the Tekken, like the improved Tekken cabinets and so on. But yeah, like there are still small pockets where that's done, but the upkeep
Mm,
costs are higher. Like they're not really huge nationally owned chains,
mm,
um,
mm.
and we don't even have a Sega World anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember Sega World and how cool that was?
I've never been to
You've
an
never
arcade
been.
in my
I
youth.
was
I've
I
been
was
to arcades, but not in my youth.
okay because there used to be a Sega World in Darling Harbor, and that was
When did that close?
oh man, that closed in 2000 and what, 5?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been to it.
How old are you? 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, they had like 8-player F1 racing stuff in full cockpits, so you could actually get in with like 7 other mates and just go nuts. And there was this massive screen that was this showing highlights from everyone, and they'd even have an announcer. And
Mm,
okay, anyway, um, so I'm expecting, but like I'm hopeful and expectant, but cautious at the same time that they will be releasing at least one machine in Sydney and one machine in Melbourne, and they're probably both going to be in a Galaxy World.
probably, yeah.
So I am going to keep an eye out when I'm in because if I see that machine here, oh man, you bet I'm going to play it. It's always sold as a 2-player cabinet, so
We'll have to see if they'll let us film it.
oh woo. Look, if it's at the point where they let us film it and the machine is out, people are going to have crazy amounts of footage.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
but yeah, no dates yet. It's probably going to be. I'm going to guess near end of year, October, November kind of thing. But we'll wait for the official
Probably, yeah.
announcement and then we'll pick around in the details.
I don't
Okay.
expect it'll be in Australia until next year.
Yeah, I'm not. I won't be surprised. Importing it here is just a
Mm.
bitch. Okay, let's go check the eighth and ninth movie, which is now in iTunes,
Eighth
I think.
and ninth movie now on iTunes. The Pokemon movies had Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, and Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea, respectively, are now available for purchase and download on iTunes in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. They will cost around $15 to $20 US. Apparently, this is the first time that these movies have been released in the UK at all.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So $20 for the Lucario movie in Australia,
It depends on
the
whether
region.
it's standard or HD. So
Um,
in the US, it's like $15 for standard and 20 for HD.
okay, because I think it's only sold in HD here. Yeah, it's only sold in HD here. It's $20.
Oh, because the article said here it would be like $20 HD and 17 for standard.
I can't see it in SD, or
Uh,
maybe it's just my phone is elitist and prefers HD by default. It'll only show me the HD pricing.
eh. Okay,
Pokemon Ranger
well,
and the Temple of the Sea,
whether or
20
not
bucks.
H standard's at here, but yeah, that's the
Cool.
pricing.
Cool. I'm trying to see whether or not there are any other Pokemon movies in here.
Pokemon
Um,
Ranger and the Temple of the Sea is the one with Manaphy, isn't it?
yes.
Because I'm pretty sure that's already been out in DVD for a while.
Oh yeah, like being out in DVD is a different thing to
Yeah,
being out in digital
I
format.
know.
But yeah, okay, cool. There's now a way for me to own a digital copy of the thing if
If
I
we
so
actually
choose to
want to
actually
do
collect
The
the
thing is,
movies.
I do actually have them both on DVD.
I'm actually interested in finding out. Like, there's one particular question with regards to this that I want to know, and it's is this available on Netflix? Did you see it on Netflix?
I can check. I don't think it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. We saw like I saw a bunch of movies on Netflix.
Yeah, they've
There-
got
there-
the black and white ones. The one, that when they did that duo one where the two movies went out at the same time and one was with Reshiram and the other one's like that's on Netflix.
Okay.
I've
I'll
watched
have
that. That's pretty interesting.
Okay, now I'll
Differences.
have to check later. Anyway, probably more interesting to my eyes, Amiibo coming to South Korea.
Um, yes, Amiibo coming to South Korea. September 10 of this year will mark the release of both the Wave 1 Amiibo set, excuse me, and the new Super Smash Bros. 3DS game in South Korea. An NFC reader/writer will also be released with the Amiibo set that will allow them to read and write Amiibo to the regular 3DS, which does not have the built-in functionality like the new 3DS. The peripheral has yet to be released in America and the UK, and has only just been released in Japan, so they got it at the end of July.
Yeah, and I
It's
think
essentially this little thick white disc thingy that you put your Amiibo on that connects to your
yeah,
3DS.
yeah, because we're getting it here too. I think this month.
Yeah, this month or next month. I think it was October
I'm
for us.
double checking the Happy Home Designer. What am I doing? I'm checking the Happy Home Designer bundle. Look at that. There's a very special Happy Home Designer bundle coming out, like the
Mm.
Nintendo 3DS XL, and it's actually cheaper than your 3DS's.
But that's still like $200 or something.
Yeah, I know. I'm still looking for. I'm still waiting for the thing that will finally get you to upgrade, which will
Well,
probably be a Pokemon game that only runs on the new 3DS.
something like that, yeah. But my current 3DS, while old, still works, so I really don't see the need of spending another $200 for a new one.
Hmm. Hello
Not
Kitty,
unless I really needed
Return
it.
of Magic. The what is it? The Me Fighter amiibos are coming out soon as well.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
seen the
just
Ganondorf one that was released last in the last wave. It looks really good.
October. We're getting ours in October. We're
That's it.
getting
It
a
was
we're
October.
getting a KK slider skin for the 3DS in October as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of cover
And
plates,
oh yeah, speaking of cover plates, excellent segue. Let's go there.
new 3DS cover plate. A Pokemon Mystery Dungeon themed cover plate will be available in Japan on September 17th, depicting a sparkly light blue background and all of the starter Pokemon plus plot important Pokemon floating individually across the cover plate. It's quite pretty.
It's probably going to be released here, considering they've been
It
releasing
will be
the
released here, most likely. I imagine after September 17th, seeing as it hasn't been announced yet, but
we're
probably
probably
like November or something.
we're also probably going to get oh, what's it called? I have completely forgotten the name of the release we're getting in December. We're getting Yokai Watch now, which I think has just recently ranked higher than the yearly Pokemon movie in terms of attendance and sales.
Ooh.
So that's yeah, interesting where that franchise is going. Anyway, it looks sparkly.
The blue background kind of looks like a galaxy thing where, we've got those sparkly stars and the color sort of shifts a little bit between light and dark.
I have to do a
It's very
double.
pretty.
Okay, yeah, no, I just double checked. I thought that that thing in the background was a Bronzong, but okay, all right, cool. There's a Gumi in there. Mr. Rob should be happy. Okay,
Mr. Boop making a cameo.
Mr. Boop, always making a cameo. This Mr. Boop. I'll bring him in for a cameo right now. Ah, okay.
Okay.
So, strongest Mega Evolution Act 3.
Strongest Mega Evolution Act 3, the third episode of the more interesting than the main series Mega Evolution specials, thank you, Jenny, will be airing August 15th on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network will be having some exclusivity over this for a time, but we're totally expecting this to come out on the Pokemon.com website before too long.
Like they have been on the
Did I watch the
um
last one? I don't remember. I don't think I did. I have to watch the last
no,
one.
I don't. Yeah. It's I mean like look, the subs are probably available now. The dub versions
Probably,
are
yeah.
funny as I have had so much fun with the I have had so much fun with the dub versions ever since Pokemon the Origin. Um, because
It
holy
was
crap,
great.
They just took everything I knew about Brock and threw it out the window. They
I love that he was still
defenestrated
a
the voice
creeper.
actor. Hmm?
I love that he was a creeper in Origin.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all.
he's a total creeper.
After watching so much Pokemon Bridge, that was just amazing.
That was confirmation. The only thing that was wrong with that is Brock wasn't half naked the way he was in the original games.
Yeah,
Should have had half naked
yeah.
Brock. The ratings would have skyrocketed.
I think they had leaf green designs there.
Yeah,
Fire
that's
red leaf
true.
green designs.
Oh man, should totally have had half naked Brock. I would actually drop money for that figurine, except it's not actually available here. But the Misty one apparently is coming out and it looks great. So um
Has that got a picture yet?
the Misty one,
Yeah.
I'll have to check. I haven't seen any updates on it.
Doesn't look like it. It's not coming up in Google.
Yeah, no, all I've got right now are
Someone
the
painted the Pikachu amiibo to look like that teddy bear from that murder thing, the black and white one.
Oh, okay. Um, what are your search terms?
Misty amiibo. I'm just getting a lot of Pikachus.
Okay, so a Pikachu that's been repainted to look like Monokuma is what you're saying.
It actually looks pretty good.
Yep, yep. That's actually what I'm planning to do to my bear guy.
Someone made a Pikachu amiibo. You know how that Red Gyarados plushie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Someone put that on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gyarados cape. That's pretty cute.
It's wearing. I found one that's wearing the Charizard cape as well, like a
Yeah.
Charizard Y.
Anyway, back to what we were doing.
Woo! We should have called this episode tangential. All right. Let's go through our IPL news. So, Chapter 2 is complete. It's over! With the island safe for now, bodies in their respective bags, and an old character from the early days making an appearance, Chapter 2 has concluded well, so congratulations to everyone who participated. That was an interesting romp through Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Wasn't smooth sailing for everyone, but we will hopefully be in a state of adjusted normalcy until the next big overarching event. So we'll probably have a couple of minor events throughout the rest of the year just to close it off. But oh man,
Are you
we're not.
planning
Don't
to do chapter 3?
It's been written down. It's been completely written down already. But it will not happen this year. Absolutely not this year.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not this year. It will just have like minor events happening throughout the rest of the year just to ease people in and give somebody if you want to participate in something, then we'll have that kicking in. We'll have like one or two. Okay. So thanks everybody for participating on Chapter 2. It went a little dark. Have you read any of the journal entries on Chapter 2?
Not yet. I haven't had time.
Oh my God! There's like what, 7 of them?
I know. I'll have to have a look at them.
You should read them. You should read some of the entries too. Some of the entries are pretty heartrending.
I have no doubt.
Some of them look great. So, cool. We're looking forward. We're looking forward to some of the minor events. I just want to take it easy for the rest of the year and just put minor events on. This was essentially the culmination of a marathon run that started with Marlowe's Meander last year.
Yeah.
Because they remember that the events overlapped during the final, pretty much during the final stretch, and then they've concluded now. So this is the completion of the arc that started with the end of Chapter 1.
Yeah.
So this is technically from a story arc. I wouldn't call this like the conclusion of the story arc because it's not quite there, but this is definitely the end of the interlinking story arc. Because there will be no overarching event immediately following Chapter 2. I'm taking a break. I have stuff to work on. Speaking of stuff to work on, Project Reverend's Core is still on track.
We should also name this episode episode segue.
Episode segue.
We've actually done pretty good with segues.
I know we brought it under control just in time for us to get to the end of the episode. But we were about to go on another tangent there, and I caught it. So, like thank you, thank you. Project Reverence is still on track. Again, I'm trying to resolve issues with regards to creating a back end that works for admins.
Did you mention what
Um,
happened to the original?
yeah, I mentioned it last IPLcast. That
Okay.
was like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Have you managed to get much of that back
No,
in
I
terms of
I thought
progress?
I thought we had like I got much of it back in the sense that I've been doing a lot of research into systems, not necessarily programming systems myself, but actually figuring out what we need to get this stuff running for
Mm,
admins. Um, so basically, trying to figure out ways to do it using the not IPL, using I have IPL and DA pretty much as interchangeable terms now because that's the only thing I check on the IPL besides my usual gallery browsing. Anyway, so I've got like basically what the whole point of this is that to reduce the amount of work that admins have to do, we have to figure out ways for it to work in such a sense that people who are submitting stuff through the DA interface can actually do it natively through the DA interface. I would like to do it through the external site, but that is probably not where I want to go.
mm,
Um, I'm still looking towards OAuth to kind of sync to allow you to log in using your DA login, um, and then it relates to our database, so it just pulls up all of the data that you need there. Um, that is more and more becoming a pipe dream unless I actually hire someone to do the programming for this thing, because I can't do OAuth too.
mm.
Um, but yeah, I'm looking at a way to get this in a runnable form by the end of the year, which is when we said we were actually going to launch it, and to be in a beta test form by end of October.
Mm, mm,
If we can get it to a test form, backend or no backend, by end of October, and stress test those systems by letting people play Reverence Core anyway, by the time we get to the launch at the very end of the year, we're going to have a system that doesn't require admins to do all that much work.
mm.
Um, Ideally, it's going to run as simple, like in an even simpler form than Neander, with an expanded system.
Okay.
So, yeah. As far as inventory tracking and all of that's concerned, I will opt for either. I will opt for either a database tracking system that runs off the Reverence core website. Really hoping that'll work because that's the simplest way we can do it. Otherwise, it'll be pretty much we will control the amount of gear that people can get, and then we'll just run it off the honor system. And I think
Mm,
that might work better too. Um, and we'll just super simplify everything to make sure that even though people can have different varieties of crap, it isn't out of the way crazy stuff. I've had a look at the backend system and the combat system, and again, we'll have to reconsider that because we're trying to make sure this is as simple as possible when it comes to playing. Like, I want minimal stress on the players. I want minimal stress on the admins. I want minimal
mm,
stress on the community people. I just want everybody to have fun while doing it. Admins or players. So what will stay the same are the basic components that we set forward with Reverence Core, which is there will be a 4-player team out of a 10-player squad. So teams and squads still remain the same. The fact that you're an adventuring group on your own still remains the same. The lore of the world in general still remains the same. Although I will have to redo that map now that Mission Sunshine has done her excellent rendition of Reverence Core City. I have to, like, I am now inspired to render the map more or less in her kind of like nice, brighter style than
mm.
I am to make it look like the map from Soul Calibur or what the crap. Um, so
She's
that's
available for more work now, by the way.
Yeah, I know,
She's
but I'm not gonna
intimidating.
make her do the world map. I'm gonna make her do
No, not the world map.
I'm
Maybe
just
like a different location or something.
the world map is my project, and I am hoping, and I'm about to slip into a tangent here. I'm hoping to get the map printed in B0, which means
That's a lot of money there.
I have to render the map in B. Well, I mean, a single B0 print gives you a massive poster that you only that'll last if you keep it away from the light, if you keep it away from sunlight. It'll
Where are we
last
gonna
quite.
put it?
I don't know yet. It's about.
We can't stick stuff on the walls.
I know. I'm trying to think. It's 5 foot wide and 3.5 foot high. Hmm.
Like we have wall space, but we can't put stuff on walls.
I
So
know it's a shame, isn't it? Okay, well, look, I'll probably make a B0 size file anyway, so I
mm,
can put it up there. Um, but I will make it nice and fancy, and I will actually be using the fonts and everything. Speaking of which, the apologies for the lack of reference core journals that have been coming up. It's just that we've actually run out of relevant topics for people who are planning to create their stuff. The religion thing is taking a little longer than I want to, because the write-ups on religion haven't been quite finalized. Although I think there's an article about them already. Okay, so key things to keep in mind with regards to reference core is that the idea of gameplay hasn't changed. The system by which you form characters and all of that stuff hasn't changed. The countries haven't changed. The world in general is still known as the known world. There's not lore-wise, there's not going to be any major changes. What is going to change is the way you. What is going to change subtly is the way you play the game and the way the admins administer the game to people.
mm. So it
And
is safe to create characters at the moment.
oh yeah. Create characters. Feel free to create characters. Choose classes. Go nuts. The only thing you have to remember is that the stat system might not be final. Create classes that would adhere to what you feel would make a good adventuring team, rather than ones you feel would be better stat-wise.
Mm.
That should be the way you always go about creating a team of characters for Reverence Core anyway. But just reminding you that I am going to push the direction of this much more towards emphasis and I'm going to push the emphasis more towards the role-playing aspect than I will be towards the stat aspect. If you're
Mm.
looking to play this like it was a stat game, don't play this. Don't play it like that. Play it like an RPG. Like
Mm.
not a JRPG, play it like a traditional role-playing game. Don't try and min-max it, focus on the story. Carve your name, carve your team's name out in the world. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to establish something. They're trying to resolve some
Although
history.
considering it is possible to switch team members in and out, you can just create like a story-focused team at first, and then as you learn the mechanics of everything, if you want to go more stat-wise, then it's pretty easy to do that.
Correct. So a lot of this will rely on the honor system because we just cannot be bothered to police half of this stuff. But I'm thinking what we'll do is give rewards for consistency instead of giving penalties for going against the rules or
I like that
guidelines.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, positive reinforcement crap.
Mm.
Okay, so that's my big giant 15-minute litany on Reverence Core. I've got a lot to say about Reverence Core, but we don't have the time. So let's go with the last IPL-specific headline, which was ideas for other things to appear within the IPLcast channel. Now, I know we actually put up IPLcast specials, and those are few and far between, and we have the fortnightly IPLcast, which is a regular thing. But if you want to see anything else come up, things that take about a minute or 2 minutes, anywhere between a minute and, say, 2, 3, 4 minutes, stuff that's really easy to put together that you want to receive at a more regular time, we can probably put that together. I don't think it's going to take that much. We just need to figure out what to do in terms of having stuff coming in between. So if you have any ideas, the IPLcast 31 info journal is probably the best place to suggest the ideas of what we're going to do. Things that I have pretty much written out of stuff we could do, like in the interim, is stunts. We're not gonna do stunts.
We're
We're,
both a bit too old and unhealthy for stunts.
yeah, let's. I'd much rather we like the whole point of the page is IPLcast plus shenanigans. And I know stunts are shenanigans, but let's try and not do stunts. Let's try and do something at the very least Pokemon related. So if it's just like a short news
Pokemon
update,
related stunts.
no, let's not do Pokemon related stuff. Let's do like the idea is to do something like, hey, if there's minor things we want to talk about Pokemon wise that just happen to come into discussion, breaking news, midweek updates, stuff like like minor opinions and stuff on crap that happens throughout the Pokemon world, things like that. Um, Not to turn it into a series, but it's kind of like just this weird content we put up in between the IPL casts, so we still have something that gets put up through the week, and it'll probably keep us on the straight and narrow as well, and give us a so we don't forget it's IPL cast week. Actually remember, because like IPL cast week is when the not weird stuff tends to happen, which is we just tend to talk for an hour and go on tangents and discuss Pokemon stuff that happens throughout the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any suggestions for that, and I'm interested in doing these, I just want to know where I should aim my efforts, so I'm not wasting energy. And if I mean, there's been this like year-long petition now for you to actually show up on an IPL cast at some point.
One day,
Yeah,
when I'm
Ludic
not in
will
my pajamas.
testify. Ludic will testify that there's just been like years-long campaign for you
Hmm.
to actually show up, and then suddenly our viewership will skyrocket or some ungodly messiah thing like that. I don't know. Like
Pokemon will come to life.
the Pokemon will come to life. Yeah, yeah, and I'll be able to play my Gunpla in some sort of arena-based competition using weird, unnatural particles. Okay.
Hmm.
All right, so I think that's all the time we have for IPL Cast 31. Um, Tangents and everything.
Yay.
Yay!
We have
Okay.
completed another one. We managed to keep relatively on track.
I have gone the entire way without once mentioning that I am actually wearing my beloved Seattle Sounders football scarf, but
You should
it's
be
cold.
proud.
I am proud. Dag nabbit. It's like Sounders FC, man.
I mean, you should be proud that you didn't mention it.
Oh, right. Well, too late.
Well, you ruined that streak.
Well, crap. Okay. Let's call it an IPL cast. We'll see you guys in IPL cast 32. If you guys have the suggestions, come up with the ideas, then we'll consider doing that between IPL casts 31 and 32. Otherwise, yeah, have fun in the 2 weeks leading up to IPL cast 32. Remember, you can always subscribe, watch. That I never do this. Just follow. Do whatever you need to do. Okay. Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Hey, see us.
Bye.